When preparing your primary antibody solution, make sure to use the same blocking agent that you used for your blocking step, such as milk or purified protein in either TBS or PBS. During the blocking step, the blocking agent comes into equilibrium between those that are bound and those that are unbound to the membrane. After blocking your membrane, the blocking agent covers every spot on it. So if you use a different solution to prepare your primary antibody, the equilibrium between the bound blocking agent and unbound blocking agent in the solution is lost. So the bound agent will become detached from the membrane, and there are now open spots on that membrane. Well, these new open spots can then become occupied by your primary or secondary antibody. This will lead to an increase in background. So even though the primary antibody does contain a blocking agent, the new agent will not be able to replace all of the original blocking agent that was displaced from the membrane. So this is why it's a best practice you should use the same blocking agent for your primary and secondary antibodies as you used for the blocking buffer. Just make sure you include some detergent. The most common detergent used for Western blots is tween 20. You can optimize the amount of detergent that you use for your primary antibody solution, but the recommended starting concentration is 0.2%. The role of the detergent is to decrease the background by increasing the specificity of your primary antibody. The detergent will disrupt weak interactions between the primary antibody and non-target proteins, or between the primary antibody and the membrane. This prevents non-specific binding of the primary antibody to the membrane or non-target proteins. It's very important to optimize your primary antibody concentration by trying several different dilutions in order to determine the highest dilution of your antibody that gives you the optimal signal-to-noise ratio. You can start with the dilution that is suggested in the datasheet of your primary antibody, but you will need to still optimize the concentration further. This optimization will save you antibody and time in the long run while guaranteeing great results every time. In the next lesson, we will discuss why reusing your primary antibody is not a good approach to save on this reagent.